Hi, Tiernan here from Key Catalyst. Welcome back to another video from the Marketing Doctor. Today we're talking about marketing metrics and when they actually matter. Purpose of the video is to help you work out what you should be tracking and why you should be tracking it, and how you actually come about working on why you should be tracking something, and the difference between all the reports that you're going to get sent by marketing teams, marketing people, the people you hire internally, or the people who come in external agencies that work with you. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you'll see that I often go on go on rants about this because I think it's really important and people waste a lot of money. What are the different types of metrics that we see people talking about? So we see likes, we see impressions, comments, engagements, and number of posts. I've even seen people, and also I've myself included in reports that I sent a few years ago. Those metrics are all very top of the funnel metrics. The metrics themselves are not bad. Tracking those metrics is not bad in itself. But let's look at some other ones. What about cost per click, cost per acquisition, conversions, show up rates, free trials to sign up rates, lead magnet conversions? These all are more bottom of the funnel metrics. These are all closer to sales. These are all also more predictable metrics than the metrics over here. And again, this bunch of metrics is not better than this group of metrics, but they serve different purposes. And so the question is, what is your goal? Look at this like a funnel, alongside the fact that these metrics are more predictable than these. These metrics, likes, impressions, comments, engagements, and number of posts, are the most top of funnel metrics that you can get. It's literally just someone leaving a like on your post has absolutely no or almost no indication as to whether they're going to buy for you or not, which again is fine. It doesn't make the metrics bad in themselves, but that's what these metrics are. These metrics: cost per clicks, cost per acquisition, meaning how much it actually costs you to get a customer; conversion, so how people move through your funnel and the percentages of drop off at each aspect; show up rates, how many people show up to calls; offer rates in those calls; if you've got a free trial, how many people use your free trial and then sign up afterwards; if you've got lead magnets, how many people download the lead magnets and then move on to the next step of your funnel. These are much more middle to bottom of the funnel metrics. And so what's the point? The point is, if you want to get really close to revenue, and if a marketing team or your marketing team are working on revenue, then your reports should almost certainly feature these metrics rather than these. Metrics that are closer to revenue will give you a better idea of how well your marketing team is performing rather than these. So when, again, coming back to this what's your goal question, when might we focus on these? I have another video where I talk about what the problem with your marketing funnel potentially is, and one of those things is traffic. If my problem is traffic, then there is an argument that it's worthwhile me looking at things like likes, impressions, engagement. If my singular goal is not revenue focused, and my singular goal instead is building my personal brand for the next quarter, getting more followers on LinkedIn, then yes, let's use all these things, that's fine. The problem is when there is a misalignment and a clear disparity in objectives and how those objectives are communicated between marketing teams and what goals actually are. Because what we often find is that the goal is to increase revenue or increase those metrics that are close to revenue so that we can eventually get revenue to increase, and then 1 month later you get a report and the report just talks about this. It leaves you in an awkward position. So that's the difference. These are the metrics, the types of metrics that you want to be tracking often if you're trying to get the revenue. These are the ones that you want to track if you aren't super concerned about your marketing being really tied to your revenue and you have a secondary goal that's different than purely revenue generation or sales. Hope that's useful.